Alright, A pushers, it's Mr. B, AP US History. We got a special guest on the show today. Oh, she's not happy to be here. Alright, on with the show. A pushers, today's episode is the second party system, class and culture, Democrats versus Whigs, 1834 to 1860. Let's go get that knowledge and notes, like, subscribe, add, comment. Do it now. During the 1840 presidential election, Whig candidate William Henry Harrison, at the age of 67, was thought to be too old to hold office. Editorials John Dziski ridiculed Harrison in the Baltimore Republic, writing, quote, "Give him a barrel of hard cider and settle a pension on him. He will sit the remainder of his days in his log cabin by the side of his fire, study moral philosophy, exclamation point." End quotation. The Whig Party seized upon the mockery and used it to their advantage. They put the slogan, "Log Cabin and Hard Cider," on a wide range of campaign paraphernalia to portray the aristocratic Harrison as a man of the people. Tippecanoe and Tyler too. William Henry Harrison campaign slogan, 1840. On to the notes. The Whigs. 1834 to 1860, the Whigs, a national political party comprised of people that disagreed with Jacksonian democracy. It was created by none other than Henry Clay, combining with Daniel Webster and J.C. Calhoun. Henry Clay representing the West, Daniel Webster representing the Northeast, and J.C. Calhoun representing the South. This is what makes it a national political party, because all three united. The only thing that was holding them together, though, was their dislike of Andrew Jackson. They appealed to the evangelical Protestants angered by Jackson's king-like behavior, i.e., not listening to Congress or the Supreme Court, or just doing whatever he wants. Took the name Whigs to identify with the pre-revolutionary political party that had opposed the arbitrary actions of the British monarchs, called Jackson King Andrew, and accused him of violating the Constitution. Whigs wanted government dominated by men of ability and wealth, rule of the elite, but the elite would be based on talent, not birth. Celebrated the entrepreneur and the self-made man, like the small businessman, rising up from nothing, from rags to riches. That's who they wanted to be in power. J.C. Calhoun represented the Whigs in the South that resented the power of the Democrats or disagreed with Jackson's stance against nullification. J.C. Calhoun, who used to be Andrew Jackson's vice president, was not chosen for vice president for Jackson's second term in office, and joined the Whigs instead. Yeah. Anti-Masons, people that oppose the order of Freemasonry, a secret society with mysterious symbols and exclusivity, invitation-only membership. Attracted ambitious notables. The murder of a Freemason in 1826 that was going to expose its secrets led to a public backlash against the order, creating a short-lived third party, the Anti-Masons. They then joined the Whig Party, viewing Jackson as one of those notables. The election of 1836, Martin Van Buren, who was Jackson's vice president in his second term, represents the Democrats. His motto was, "Govern is best, which governs least." Classic laissez-faire capitalism, also known as classical liberalism, versus a collection of Whig candidates which included Henry Clay. Clay loses again, and Van Buren wins. Labor politics and the Depression, 1837 to 1843. The Working Men's Party, founded in the 1830s, reflected the values and interests of the ordinary urban worker. Demanded fair taxes, universal public education, abolition of private banks, monopolies, and debtors' prisons. Eventually, they joined the Democratic Party. Panic of 1837 to 1843, a severe economic downturn or deep depression caused by a loss of access to British credit, falling cotton prices, and a drain of specie, i.e. gold and silver, to pay foreign debt. Economic depression, a time period of low productivity and high unemployment, led to the decline of the labor union movement. Election of 1840, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Democrats were blamed for the Depression. Jackson had destroyed the second bank of the United States. The specie circulaire, which started in 1836, the government only accept gold and silver as payment for land. Van Buren's response to the Depression is laissez-faire, or do nothing, and the Independent Treasury Act of 1814, which delayed recovery by pulling federal specie or gold and silver out of the state pet banks. Whigs nominate William Henry Harrison, military hero of the Battle of Tippecanoe and the War of 1812. They chose John Tyler of Virginia to get votes from the South. Henry Clay's plan was to get Harrison elected and then have him rubber stamp his American system plans. The Whigs appealed to the common man by claiming that Harrison was a self-made man that lived in a, quote, log cabin and drank, quote, hard cider, just like them, even though he did not live in a log cabin, nor did he drink hard cider. They called Martin Van Buren Martin Van Ruin, which is very clever, and they welcomed women to the campaign festivities. They easily won the election. Tyler subverts the Whig agenda. William Henry Harrison dies only 31 days into his term. That's right. He was old at 67, and he gave his inaugural address, and it was really cold, and he caught pneumonia and died. John Tyler, his vice president, becomes president, the first time that this has happened in U.S. history so far. John Tyler was committed to states' rights and slavery, the exact opposite of what Henry Clay wanted. He had only joined the Whigs because he hated Andrew Jackson and his stance against nullification. While president, he vetoed all the Whig bills that would have raised the tariff and created a third national bank. Tyler's cabinet, including Henry Clay, resigns in protest in 1842, and the Whigs kick him out of their party and call him His Accidency because he was only president by accident. That's not very nice. The Democrats regroup and form a coalition of subsistence farmers in the North, smallholding planters in the South, and low-paid workers like the Irish and German immigrants. Low-paid workers and Irish and German immigrants, who are oftentimes low-paid workers. This is called ethnocultural politics. The two political parties are now formed, creating the second party system. The Democrats' platform, equal rights, states' rights, and cultural liberty, versus the Whigs' platform, economic nationalism, moral reform, temperance laws, and individual social mobility. Both attempt to appeal to the common man, i.e., the adult white male, to get votes. That is the end of our notes for today. Hopefully you learned something and you enjoyed the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, add, and encourage your friends to do the same. Until next time, Mr. B, AP US History. Let's go, A-Pushers. Keep up the good work.